Hi there, welcome to this Maths Tech 1 class on straight line graphs. So, whenever we have a straight line graph, it can usually be identified in terms of an equation linking the x and y coordinates of all the points which lie on the line. This equation, which you may already know, is y equals mx plus c. You need to remember that equation. So, what we need to do when we're identifying the equation of a straight line graph is we need to calculate the values for m and for c. So m is the gradient or the steepness of the line, and c is what we call the y-intercept. This is where the line crosses the y-axis. So let's look at this one below. As we can see, we've got a line here on a graph. The axis across is your x-axis, and the axis going up and down is your y-axis. If you can't remember which way around it is, it's easy just to remember that y points to the sky. Okay, so to calculate the gradient, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to pick any two points on the line. Doesn't matter which 2 points. I've picked this point here and this point here. To find m, the gradient, you pick these 2 points and then you draw the triangle between them, as you can see. And then what we do is we calculate the distance vertically of this triangle and the distance horizontally of this triangle, and we divide those two numbers. So it is always the y distance divided by the x distance. So m is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, you'll see this further with an example shortly. And then the c, the y-intercept, is given here. This is where it crosses the y-axis. You just need to read off whatever number that may be. Okay, let's look at a couple of examples. So we've got this example here. Find the equation of the straight line in the form y equals mx plus c. So just to reiterate, we're calculating m and we're calculating c. Okay. So I'm going to pick 2 points on the line. It doesn't matter which 2 points. I'm going to pick the point up at the top here, and I'm going to pick this point here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a triangle between those 2 points. Like so. Okay, I then calculate the distance vertically and horizontally. So going up the way, I could see that I've got a distance of 1, 2, 3. Each box represents a half in this case. And then going across, I can see that the distance across is 1.5. Remember, each box in this case is a half. So to calculate the gradient m, it's always the y distance in the triangle divided by the x distance in the triangle. So m is going to be equal to 3 divided by 1.5, which is equal to 2. So our gradient is 2. Now what that means is for every 1 you go across, you go 2 up. So you can see here that we go 1 across and 2 up. 1 across, 2 up. 1 across, 2 up, and so on. It's the same gradient wherever you pick your numbers. Okay, and for the y-intercept, we just need to simply read off where the line crosses the y-axis. Remember, y is your vertical axis. And we can see here that this is our c. This is where it crosses the y-axis. So c is simply just equal to minus 1. Okay. So we can then write our equation in the form y equals mx plus c. What we need to do is simply replace the m with 2, So 2x, and then c with whatever we've just identified it to be, which is minus 1. So this is the equation of the line. This is our answer. Okay, let's move on to another example. Okay, again, find the equation of the straight line in the form y equals mx plus c. So again, we need to pick 2 points on the line. So it doesn't matter which 2 you pick. I'm going to pick this one here and this one here. I'm going to draw a triangle. Okay, so to calculate m, I first need to work out the vertical distance. So we can see, remember, each box is a half. So it's going down 1, 2, 3. And then we're going across 1. So m, now the difference here is because we're going downhill, we need to calculate what this is going down the way rather than up the way. So that really is going to be minus 3. So m is going to be minus 3 divided by 1. So your gradient is actually minus 3. You can always tell when it's got a negative gradient because if you look at it from left to right, it is going downhill. In the previous example, from left to right, it was going uphill. So the gradient was positive. Okay? And then your C, well, C is here, where it crosses the y-axis. Okay, so C in this case is equal to 2. So we've therefore got, in the form y equals mx plus c, we have got y equals m being minus 3, so minus 3x plus c, which is plus 2. So therefore, that is our solution. Okay, so the work for today on straight line graphs, if you go to Moodle, there's 2 worksheets. They're very quick. Worksheet 1 and worksheet 2, please, on straight line graphs. Okay. If you've got any questions, please type them in the chat or save them until next week. I will put the answers up to this shortly. Okay, thanks now. Goodbye.